What was life like in the Gulags? Have you ever wondered what life was truly like in the Gulags? The Gulag system was a network of forced labor camps in the Soviet Union, active from 1929 to 1953. These camps were notorious for their harsh conditions and brutal treatment of prisoners. The Soviet government established the Gulags to imprison those considered enemies of the state, including political dissenters and individuals labeled as class enemies. Life in the Gulags was marked by extreme hardship. Prisoners faced overcrowded living conditions, inadequate food, and insufficient clothing. Many camps were located in remote areas, like Siberia, where the weather was harsh and unforgiving. The extreme cold and difficult terrain made survival even more challenging. Malnutrition was common, and many prisoners suffered from exposure to the elements. This led to high mortality rates, especially during the coldest months. The primary purpose of the Gulags was to provide forced labor for state projects. Prisoners were compelled to work long hours on tasks like mining, building canals, and constructing railways. These projects were critical to the Soviet Union's rapid industrialization efforts. However, the work was often dangerous and physically demanding, with minimal tools or safety measures provided. The labor was intended to be self-supporting, but the human cost was immense. Treatment in the camps was brutal. Authorities provided only the bare minimum of food and clothing necessary to keep prisoners alive enough to work. Many died from exhaustion, malnutrition, disease, and exposure. Death rates were particularly high during famine years and periods of war. In addition to the harsh labor, prisoners faced the threat of arbitrary executions, especially during political purges. From a historical perspective, the Gulags representing a tragic distortion of socialist ideals. While socialism aims for equality and workers' rights, the Gulag system was used as a tool of political repression. It targeted not only criminals but also political opponents and ordinary citizens. This undermined the principles of justice and human dignity. The Gulag system evolved from earlier forced labor camps established after the Russian Revolution in 1917. Initially, these camps were used to isolate political enemies. However, under Joseph Stalin, the system expanded massively to support his vision of rapid industrialization. The camps became a central part of the Soviet penal system and were administered by the secret police. In summary, life in the Gulags was characterized by extreme suffering, forced labor, and political repression. Although the Soviet Union aimed to build a socialist society, the Gulag system stands as a stark example of how authoritarian practices compromised those goals. The legacy of the Gulags remains a powerful reminder of the human cost of political repression.